speaker, Mr. Pierce.
He's been here for a very long time.
Yeah, one time Mr. Pierce was rolling through town and his car broke down.
But since he has a teacher's salary, he couldn't afford to fix it, so he's been here ever since.
Yeah.
That's why.
So here he is, our very own, the one and only Mr. Piercy Poo.
Mr. Pierce, come up.
Piercy Poo.
Piercy.
Hello? They didn't help tell me how to set this up. Thank you for being here tonight and for that resounding ovation, which was not quite loud enough. Very good. I especially want to thank the two gentlemen who introduced me today. They are two of my favorite students ever. I will never forget them. It brings a tear to my eye to even say their name. So let's hear it one more time for Taylor Pedroza and Daryl Gifford. Believe it or not all teachers are experienced public speakers. I'm no different. This is the first speech that I've ever given to this large of an audience, and I'm definitely feeling the pressure. Especially since every senior I have talked to in the hallway says, "Don't be boring," or "You better be funny." If you think about it, it's a lot to ask of someone who's never given a speech before. I've written several versions for tonight, and of course the best ones were rejected by administration. That's why Mr. Ingram titled this The Speech, instead of the real Sedro-Woolley High School behind the scenes, or the truth about what Mr. Ingram is really wearing underneath his robe. As my students are aware, I make fun of almost everything in class. Sometimes I'm inappropriate, sometimes I'm downright rude. And I know several graduates are afraid that I'm going to tell embarrassing stories about them tonight. But I know this is not the time or place to seek my revenge for the heartache, the pain, the depression, sleepless nights, hours and hours of weeping, the soul-crushing, mind-numbing, total despair which some of these wonderful angelic students have caused me. Graduates, please stand up. Wave to your family and give them a cheer because they love you. You may be seated. Oh, I love being in control. Because they love you so much is the reason I will not be making fun of individual people tonight. Now, I know some of you are breathing a sigh of relief because you're afraid of what I was going to say about you, and some of you are disappointed because you specifically asked me to mention you in the speech. However, I thought it in the best interest of keeping my job that I not single anyone out. As much as I would love to tell some stories here tonight with the whole community listening, I just couldn't find it in what's left of my heart to humiliate you, even though some of you really deserve it. Of course, I could tell anonymous stories about some students without naming names, but that wouldn't be as fun. I could talk for hours about the many adventures of my first period homies, especially the ones who've decided to attend my alma mater, EWU. But I won't dare embarrass them on this special night. You don't know how much fun it would be to recite the many embarrassing moments that occurred in my outrageous second period college opera class. 27 girls. Wow. However, I'm too much of a gentleman to destroy their reputations here and now. I would love to tell you about the student that threatened to burn all my ties if I didn't speak at graduation. Or the student in my 5th grade class who laughed so loud that the Central Elementary went into lockdown. But I won't. It pains me to not be able to speak about each and every one of you, but I don't have time to call out everyone, not even enough time to describe the outlandish escapades of the king of 8th grade math, or to have everyone experience a holy moment. Now stand up, graduates, if you have ever been in my class. I have a special comment for you. I assume you are the ones that elected me to this lofty position. And I thank you, really. Giving this speech goes way above and beyond anything I have ever dreamed of, that I thought I was capable of doing. But life is only interesting if you expand your comfort zone once in a while. You must be willing to try different things and to meet different people. You never know, that nerdy guy you see walking down the street might be the coolest math teacher to ever live. So step out once in a while, be uncomfortable, and don't be afraid to get jiggy with it. Please be seated. I'm sure by now that the 3 people still paying attention to this speech are wondering what could possibly be happening in that classroom that would be so embarrassing to some graduates, but I promise not to tell. However, I do have a theory to explain the madness. I know mathematics isn't the most exciting part of the day, but I have heard several students say that mine is their favorite class. I'm glad that they enjoy my class, and hopefully I am making a positive impact on them. But my theory is that high school has become some sort of energy drink-induced twilight zone. This small sampling of real student quotes should give you a taste of what I'm talking about. There are so many unanswered questions that just beg to be asked after hearing these things, but most of the time I'm just simply too afraid to ask and I have to walk away. I call these things the things that make you say, huh? Quote, real quote in class. My dog was eating breakfast and the mirror fell off the truck. Quote, take the yellow one because I have to go to English class. Quote, is it okay for the answer to be a really big number? Like 4? You know who you are. Quote, did you know that I could seriously injure you with a Pop-Tart? And finally, for my all-time favorite, which I heard just last month, quote, I really hope it rains today, because I'm craving nachos. Huh? Time for one last shout out. Will this year's calculus class please stand up? You all took my class as juniors and survived your senior year. Congratulations. You're a very special group and I'll never forget you. Well, I won't forget most of you. Okay, well, I'll remember a few of you. Well, actually, let's just face facts. I learn 150 new names every year, so I barely know your names now, and in another 2 weeks, I won't even know you graduated here. But don't take it personally. My lack of memory cannot take away the fact that you are a very special group, and you should always remember, truthfully, that out of all the calculus classes to go through Sedro-Woolley High School, you are one of them. Sit down, nerds. Graduates, I would like to leave you with one serious piece of advice. High school should not be the highlight of your life. This cannot be the most fun you will ever have. It should be a distant memory. In fact, my wish for you is that these 4 years would not even be in the top 10 highlights of your life. There are several things that hopefully will mean more to you than your high school experience. For example, getting married, having children, getting your dream job, your first felony, winning the lottery, graduating from college, your first prison tattoo. All these great accomplishments will dwarf your memories of high school. Don't live your life regretting what you have done or trying to relive high school. When you try to relive high school, people tell you to grow up and move on. When people tell you to grow up and move on, you get mad and you throw your SpongeBob lunchbox out the window. When you throw your lunchbox out the window, you get unhappy. When you get unhappy, you post it on Facebook. When you post your unhappiness on Facebook, unnecessary drama occurs. When unnecessary drama occurs, you sleep in late. When you sleep in late, you miss breakfast. When you miss breakfast, you drink 2 Mountain Dews, 3 Monster Energy drinks, and a Red Bull. When you drink 2 Mountain Dews, 3 Monster Energy drinks, and a Red Bull, you hijack an airplane. When you hijack an airplane, you go to prison. When you go to prison, you read books. When you read books, you become educated. When you become educated, you learn calculus. When you learn calculus, you end up teaching like Mr. Jensen. When you teach calculus like Mr. Jensen, you go bald. Don't go bald like Mr. Jensen. Live your life for the future. I'm gonna bounce, yo.